श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि श्रीवासरंग परकाल मुनित्रयाप्त लक्ष्मात्मरक्षणेति द्विभागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिपूत मनर्गशीलं गोपाल देशिक मुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्ते पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुखतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः. Today's slokam in Sri Vishnu Sahasranamam is the 48th slokam, I think. Yajñayijyo mahejyascha kratussatram satangatihi sarvadarshi vimuktatma sarvajño jnanamuttamam. It's a wonderful slokam and it has got lot of nuances, the inner meanings. So first let's look at the one-liners, then we will dive into the brief meanings and the essence of the individual namam. Yajna, Ijya, Mahejya, Kratu, Satram, Satangati, Sarvadarshi, Vimuktatma, Sarvajnaha, Jnanamuttamam. So these are the 10 names. Yajnam. Yajnam means we know it is the yajnam, the offer, the sacrifice. Ijjaha. Ijja is, they say, out of the five portions in a day. Early morning, abhigamanam. Then upadanam, collecting the materials. Abhigamanam is early, getting up. Suprabhadam, abhigamana aradhanam. The moment we get up, we perform small puja, one sloka after taking bath. Then collect materials for the madhyana aradhanam, which is called ijya. So yajna ijya. Ijya is, he is the one to be worshipped. And it is called aradhanam. Generally the Paramavaidikas who do in accordance with the Vedic life, they used to get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, go to the river nearby, take ablutions, then perform Nitya Karma Anushtanam, come back early morning, maybe 6:30 home, perform Sandhya Vandanam, then they collect materials for the Tiruvaradhanam or they recite slokams, whatever, Vedams. Then around 12 or 12 o'clock they perform Madhyanigam and then the Tiruvaradhanam. Then only they have the first meal. For us, coffee, breakfast, second dose, then lunch. So for them, around 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, they have the meal, which is Bhagavat Prasadam. After Tiruvaradhanam, whatever that was cooked, so that is Ijyaradhanam. That is Ijjaha. Mahejyaha means he is the best among all to be worshipped. Sarveshwaran, Mahejyaha, Ijjaha, Mahejyaha, Kratuhu, he who is worshipped through sacrifice called Kratu. That's the brief meaning. Satram, he is also worshipped by the Yajnam called Satram. Satangati, Satangati, the pious, the people, the devotees, the bhaktas, for them he is the goal of the bhaktas. He is the goal of the pious. He is the goal of the devotees. Satangatihi. Sarvadarshi. He who knows, who can see everything. Who knows, who oversees everything. Darshanam, Sarvadarshanam, Sarvadarshihi. Because he is Sarvajñan. He is Nivrittatma. He whose mind is turned away from worldly desire, that is he. He whose bhaktas who turn away from the worldly desires, his bhaktas. So Sarvajñaha means the omniscient. He knows everything. Jnanam Uttamam, he is the greatest knowledge. He is Paramatma, Paranjyoti. So these are the one-liners we can say. But the individual meanings are so beautiful that we need to contemplate the inner meanings of this. Yajnaha. This nama occurs again in 971. The spirit of this nama is Yajna. He is a Yajna Swarupi. He is the Yajna Swarupi himself. People offer Yajna, and any act that is not done without a selfish goal, any act that is performed without any self motive, for the benefit of others, for the benefit of humanity, with the spirit of sacrifice, performed without the feeling of I and mine, like Bhagavad Aradhanam, like Bhagavata Seva. These all qualify as Yajna. People, Vaidikas, they used to say that when they are writing a book, for example, on Bhagavad Gita, or Tiruvaimari, Divya Prabandham, or Upanishad, whatever, it's not an easy joke, and every Tom, Dick, and Mary cannot write. They need to be learned, they need to be extremely strong in fundamentals. I've learnt at the feet of Sadacharyas, and have been blessed by the Guru Acharyan, and have the Paripurna Jnanam, and also not adulterated by other thoughts or other non-Vedic material, should not pollute or corrupt or dilute the Upanishadic Vedantic truth. It should be spelt out in the purest as much as possible. So, if they plan to write a simple, easy to follow Vyakhyanam or the book in Tamil or any vernacular language or English, that itself is a yajna, because it's not with a selfish motive. They are not going to become a millionaire by publishing these books. They would like this to be passed on to the future generations. They would like to pass on what they have learnt from the acharyas in simpler terms, because future generation will not have the opportunity. So that's yajna. There is divinity associated with the acts performed with the spirit. So yajna, ijyaha, he who is the only object of worship, who worship the devas, devatas, seeking temporary benefits of a lower order, they would be benefited by those devatas. Because in Gita, Krishna himself says, those who worship demigods, they would be benefited what they seek from those devatas, and I grant them those benefits through those devatas. Krishna himself tells Arjuna. This is revealed in Gita. Yetu anya devata bhakta yajante shraddaya anvitaha. Tepi mameva kaunteya yajantiya vidipurvakam. 9th chapter 23rd slokam. So here those who worship him, ijyaha, that is the Bhagavad Aradhana. When they do that, it is like even when they seek the material benefits or the worldly pleasures, or to pass in the exam or get a promotion or get their illness ridden off, he grants. He does grant. But what he does ultimately is to give you a mindset to come out of it and uplift yourself to seek moksha samrajyam, to get rid of this any more birth and death. And moksham dadati iti mukundaha. Mukundan is the one who grants moksha, the salvation, the redemption. So here it says ijjaha, the aradhanam, one who is the only object of aradhanam. Ijjaha, mahejyaha, he who is the best among objects of worship. He is the best object of worship. He alone, like I said, he alone can give the final liberation from the cycle of samsara. Sri Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattvalyam Ramanama Varanane. Rudran tells Parvati. So just to get rid of the samsaric afflictions, the cycle of samsara. So, to get rid of that, perform the Trivaradanam worship to Sriman Narayana. He is Mahejyaha. First, Ijyaha worship. Mahejyaha is the best among objects of worship. Kratuhu, object of worship through the yajnam called Kratu. He who is behind the actions of everybody. Kratu also means one who does. He is behind the actions of all of us. That means is he responsible? So he, because of his sankalpam, because of his will, we act. If he does not will, we would not be able to act. So it is he who is behind all our acts, all our punya papam, all our birth and death, all our karma, everything. If that is so, what am I here? The question would come. He does based on our past karma. He is equal and impartial with everyone. Because of our past karmas, we have been pushed into this birth. And because of our little bit inadvertent, unintentional punya karma, we have been blessed with this human birth. We have been blessed with this opportunity of learning Vishnu Sahasranamam. We have been blessed to even understand and little bit of the meanings of this Vishnu Sahasranamam. Because of the inadvertent, by mistake, we did some punya karma. Otherwise, we would not have done, for sure. So, that he wills, he takes a sankalpa. May Madhavakkannan be blessed with this opportunity of teaching Vishnu Sahasranamam. May at least some 8 people attend this Vishnu Sahasranamam and get benefited. May all those 8 be blessed with the spiritual vision for them to come out of this furthermore birth and death. And may their families be blessed with all sarva mangalams. So when he takes a sankalpam, it would automatically arise in you to unconditionally accept coming every week and attend. But if he takes a sankalpam that you have committed so many papams, still if you are trying to reach, trying to attend, there would be some hurdle or the other. You would feel repelled by this, and you would not feel like coming over here, and you would go against some other track. So all these things also because of his sankalpa. That is why we should always pray, like Tirumazhi says, Nirantaram Nanninaika Nininaika Vendume. For me to think of you eternally, you need to think of that. I know nothing can happen without your sankalpam. So please, I am praying for your sankalpam so that I would be always thinking about you. That should be our prayer. Nirantaram Nanninaika Nininaika Vendume. So, Kratuhu. Then Satra. He who is worshipped by the sacrifice called Satra. He protects the good people. He who makes everything go on, proceed. So so here, even though Satram is another type of sacrifice, this one should be done on an unlimited cycle of birth and death. So Satram means one who goes everywhere. That is Satram. He is there everywhere. He who makes the world go around and around. That can also be the meaning. Everything in his creation has his movement, has his guna, has his manifestation, including the human heart, which goes constantly and yet which stays in one place. So Satam Gati, the goal of the pious, the goal of the devotees, the goal of the bhaktas. Gatihi, the sadhu's goal. Satang Gatihi. Gati means the goal, the path, the destination. Sriman Narayana is the goal, the end for all the sadhus. And next one is Sarvadarshihi. When we saw last name, Nama, Satang Gatihi, he is the goal. Sarvadarshihi, he is the one all seer. His innate insight. He is able to see all, everything. He is the indweller in everything. He sees everything even without the awareness of ours, even without the awareness of the beings. So, Sarvadarshihi, he who sees everything, he who knows everything. And here we can say that I'm reminded of Tondaradippadi Alvar Pasuram. Tondaradippadi Alvar was such a great Alvar. He calls himself as the dust at the feet of Bhagavatas. He says, even Nampayal, the last Pasuram in Tirumalai, 45th verse, he says, even Nampayal en sonna, I will be happy. He tells Perumal that at least tell others that he is my boy. Avan Nampaya, Namapaya. When somebody says that he is my child, he is my boy, he is my favorite, that means the other person would be so pleased with that. So he does not expect, Alvar does not expect Ranganatha say, oh respectful Tirumanish Tondaradippadi Alvar, please come, oh esteemed Alvir, come in, like that. No, even Empaya, Nammapaya. And when Alvar said that, Perumal was smiling and he saw the smile. For that he gives another Pasuram, which is some another in Tirumalai. Mem porul poga vittu, மெய்மையை மிக உணர்ந்து ஆம் பரிசறிந்து கொண்டு ஐம்புலன் அகத்தடக்கி காம்பரத் தலை சிரைத்து உன் கடைத்தலை இருந்து வாழும் சோம்பரை உகத்தி போலும் சூழ்புணல் அரங்கத்தானே. Such a lovely Pasuram. In order to get into this Pasuram, we should know little bit of philosophy. The human body that we have is not who we are. It is the soul that is who we are. This is not who we are. Our Atma is who we are. We are just donning, we are just wearing this body as our shirt, as our dress. After this life, we are going to throw away this body and get into another body. So it's only the human soul which goes through many birth and death. And the Punya Papa Karma is attached to that soul. The body alone perishes. The soul is indestructible. It is also divine, the soul. It's pure, but it is covered by the avidya, the ajnanam, the Papa Punya Karma. So life when we live here, when we are blessed with the human birth, we cannot sit idle. We have to act. And action involves success and failure. Failure gives us sorrow, grief. Success gives us happiness. So the man, he has to keep acting. The man, when I say man, it's also the woman. They keep acting and either you get gain or you get loss. But if you detach yourself to the fruits of the action and you perform your duty without effortlessly or with all the best of your abilities, as if it is an offering to the God. You are given intellect, you are given discriminatory power, you are given this body. So do action, which is otherwise it would be an injustice to what you are given by the Lord. If you are so much intelligent, above average, it will be an injustice if you don't utilize it to the maximum. So attain to the best of your ability, do it. Whatever that comes, accept it, whether it's a success or a failure, because you are not attaching yourself to that. Move on, do the other action. So this is sublimated. So Bhagavad Gita mentions all these things. So what is the way in which you come out of this? Perform with Sattvika Tyagam, means I'm not performing this work. I'm just working, I'm just studying, I'm just doing all my duties as a grahastha, as a husband, as a father, as an employee, as a student. I'm doing all that as an offering to God for what He has blessed me with. If that is an offering with as a sattvika, I'm not performing. He is facilitating me to perform. It is for his pleasure I'm doing. Even in Sandhya Vandanam we say Swayameva Karayiti. And we say it is for him I am doing. And he himself has made me do these things. Sandhya Vandanam, Gayatri Japa. Karitavan, he has performed the Gayatri Japa, the Sandhya Vandanam. So it is for his pleasure we do everything. Then what happens? He takes us to the next level to get jnanam. So karma yogam is detaching yourself. Jnana yogam is slowly you get to understand what is jivatma, what is the relation jivatma and paramatma, how to get rid of all that would be revealed to you when you do without any attachment to the fruit, the karma yoga. Then slowly the bhakti culminates, the devotion. It's not that you have to stop karma yogam, you have to stop jnana yogam. Slowly the bhakti arises in you. So the development, and then you become do the bhakti yoga. But bhakti yoga is uninterrupted contemplation forever, like the flow of oil that continuously pours. When the oil is pouring, there is no gap, there is no splash, it is continuous, uninterrupted flow. Like that bhakti yogam should be performed. We are not capable. Our mind gets distracted, our sensory pleasures are pulling. So no way we can do this like the rishis and yogis and jnanis. So what we do, I cannot do all these things per Krishna. All that I do is to follow your sloka. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaga. You yourself said. Forget karma jnana bhakti yogam. Surrender to me alone. I would get rid of all your papam. Sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. I would grant you moksham. Get rid of this samsaric afflictions. You will get rid of. Masuchaha. Do not worry anymore. He has said in the 66th slokam in 18th chapter. So, performance of Sharanagati. With the divine grace. All this happens because of his Sankalpam, I said. All this because of his blessing. And that is this Pasuram. Mem porul pogavitte, meimmayai miga unande, am parisharindu konde, aimbulan agattadakki, kambara talai siraithe, un kadaitalai irundu vaazhum, sombarai ugatti polum sul. What a beautiful Pasuram. He says, Mem porul pogavitte, the other objects. Mem porul. Here he mentions Mem porul. He mentions that it is that which is the external pleasures, and the external pleasures are those things that go away when one gets Bhagavad Vishaya Unarchi. When Bhagavad Vishaya desires come, other desires will slowly wear off. மேலெழுந்த பொருள் மேவின பொருள் மேம்பாட்டை விளக்கும் பொருள். Mevina porul means dega sambandham, confusion between atma and degam. All these things would go away, and it would also give that we, the jivatmas, are eternal property of the Paramatma. We are here to serve him for his pleasure, for his anandam. So all these things, the dehatma, all these negative things would go away. The worldly desires, material desires, dehatmanam, that with the prakriti sambandham, prakriti padartha sambandham, attaching yourself to the worldly objects, all those, letting go of all these things. Meimayai miga unarnde. Meimai means the jivatma swarupam. Realizing that am paris arindu konde. Realizing that paris, the reward for that is the eternal kainkaryam at the Lord's lotus feet, whether through Tiruvaradhanam or by reciting Vishnu Sahasranamam or contemplating the meanings or reciting Bhagavad Gita or Narayaniyam, whatever. Relishing those things associated with our Swarupam, Jivatma Swarupam. Enjoying all that is associated with Jivatma's being eternal servitude to Perumal. Aimbulan agattadakki. controlling the five indriyams towards Bhagavan, not to go to the other Vishayams. Kambara Talai Sirait means Kamb Ara means Talai Sirait, means to get rid of all the hair from the head, which means if you take the hair, each hair as one of the ways to go to moksham, letting go of karma yogam, jnana yogam, bhakti yogam, whatever yogams. We are not capable. I'm not capable. I don't know about you. I'm definitely not capable with the mind, with the distraction, with so many things, with the karma pasam, sambandham. So I just surrendered to him. I performed my Sharanagati. I performed my Prapatti. I performed my Bharanyasam. I've fallen at his feet. I went to the Acharya, please make me surrender to him. And I've surrendered. Now I come and tell my friends, my Goshti, everyone, that why you people are attaching so much to the worldly pleasures and running around amok behind money matters. I have performed Sharanagati. Now I'm completely blemished. I'm not having any burden. Nirbharo nirbhayosmi, no bharam, no bhayam. If I go and tell like that, that means mine, I have performed, I have done. It's not at all me. It is he who has blessed me with this jnana. It is he who has given me this opportunity. It is he who has made my mind think for a moment and then perform this bharanyasa. It is he who is letting me continue all these things. So kambara, even the little bit of kamb, little bit of external protrusion in that talai should not be shown visible. Talai sirait, kambara talai sirait. There is no way that even the protrusion of one hair to come out and show that ego should be there. Get rid of that. Completely egoless. உன் கடைத்தலை இருந்து வாழும் சோம்பர். Now somber, he says வாழும் சோம்பர், those they are the ones who live. Who are these? The somber means the somberigal, lazy fellows. Why they are lazy? Because they are not performing bhakti yogam, karma jnana yogam. They have surrendered. Now they are just enjoying the blissful Bhagavat Gunanubhavam, Bhagavat Vishnu Sahasranama Anubhavam, performing Aradhanam, telling people, reciting, because it gives him pleasure, because it gives him, the reciters, the Jivatma also pleasure, because Perumal is happy. So it is like the one who is married, who has got a visa, and his groom is in the US and waiting for the US visa to be sent by the husband. So she is already booked. She knows that one day she will unite with him in the US. She is waiting for the visa. So she would not be looking at others and spending time with us. She would be messaging him, she would be talking to him, she would be having a video call, she would be thinking of him. Only the thoughts would be the enjoyment, the future as well as the present of being with him, whether virtually or physically. So we have surrendered, it's finished. Now that the marriage is over, we just need to get a visa. When it will come, we do not know. However, it is a one-way ticket, and then once we go, we would be united with him. All that we need to do is to have all this contemplation, enjoy, being, talking, and spreading about his glories. And that's what is so beautifully talked in this verse, which is Sarvadarshi. He is the one who sees everything and who arranges everything for us. If somebody is going on the wrong track, it is he who makes him do because of the punya papa karma. It's all Bhagavat Sankalpam. So that is why everything is Bhagavat Sankalpam. If somebody scolds us, means it is Perumal who makes him scold us for all the papams that we are doing, or we are getting our papams dissolved by his scolding. So next is Nivritatma. He who is the Atma of those who follow the Nivritatma. Nivritatma is one who has surrendered. He is the indweller of the person who has performed Sharanagati. Nivrittatma, Sarvajnaha, we know about it. He is Sarvajna, he is omniscient because he is the Antaryami, he is the indweller in everything. Jnanam Uttamam, he is the greatest of knowledge. He who has got the Jnanam because he has manifested everywhere. And Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Taittiriya Upanishad says, Brahman is truth, knowledge, and infinitude. Because his is not limited knowledge, his is the superior knowledge, supreme knowledge. So this is the knowledge of Bhagavan, and that is Jnanam Uttamam. Adiyan Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkatesaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. Dhanyosmi.